I think deep down inside each and every one of us is the fantasy of owning our very own country house. I mean, certainly for me, this has been something I've dreamed of doing. Now, I have found the most beautiful quintessential Australian home next to a river, next to a lake, in a beautiful country town in regional Australia. It's 4 bedrooms. It's seen better days, but I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna give this place the most beautiful facelift. We're gonna bring this 100-year-old girl back to life. Now, I'm doing this during a global pandemic, in a time of international material shortages and trade shortages, but that's not gonna stop me breathing some new life into this gorgeous old girl. Welcome to Country House Facelift. So my plan is to really open this house up a little bit, make it an entertainer's dream. Still honour the farmhouse vibe, but bring a bit more of a modern feel about it and give this house another 100 years worth of life. The entrance hall, I cannot touch. That has to stay the same, the beautiful high ceilings. Once you walk through to the kitchen, I want to completely remodel this kitchen. I'm going to knock through the lounge room through to the sunroom area, so all that natural beautiful light in the morning will flood through into my lounge room. I want to add another ensuite to one of the bedrooms to make the master bedroom, remodel the existing bathroom. I want to put a brand new deck. This crumbly old concrete deck has got to be probably ripped up and replaced with a gorgeous streamlined straight edge deck as well. So there is a lot to do on a limited budget. This is my first whole house I'm renovating. So there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of people have eyes on this to see if I can pull it off. First big day of construction today, so it's all happening. I've got the boys here giving me a hand to remove this wall, because one of the big things I wanted to do was bring natural light into this lounge room. And it's so dark in here. I think by opening it up to the sunroom, I'm gonna have a panoramic window there and some sliding glass doors there. It's really going to flood this place with natural light.
Your vision is great.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as we started to take down that wall and that natural light started to flood in, I knew you were on a winner.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to working on this project and seeing it through, because from what I'm seeing from the planning side, it's going to look amazing.
So painting is starting, and I'm just doing a bit of a test run here to try out this paint to show you guys. I've got my friend Abby here as well, who's doing cutting in and prepping. The paint I've used is really interesting for this place. I wanted to use a paint which was perhaps a little bit more friendly for the environment. So when you think about paints in general, they're quite toxic. This is non-toxic paint. It has no VOC emission at all, which is really good for people that have allergies and things as well. But when you think about eco-friendly paints, you kind of start to worry about the quality. This is just as good, if not better, than your normal household paint. So they've got exterior and interior. It's made in Australia. It's actually made just near Byron Bay, and it's fantastic. It will stand the minus temperatures here in winter and the plus 40s in summer. I'm going for greys. It's a Milton Moon grey and bright white window frames, and I think it's gonna look fantastic. So nobody really tells you the harsh reality of what it's like to live in the place at the same time as you're renovating it. Reality check, it is one of the coldest winters they've had in this region for a long time. In fact, this morning it was -2 degrees. Now, whilst this house has got really good bones, it doesn't really have a lot of insulation. There's a little bit in the roof, there's nothing in the walls. And I don't know whether it's just me, but they must have built people a lot tougher back then, because it is freezing. So the house is built on stumps, of course. So literally you have dirt and soil. There's about 300 to 400 mils of clearance there under the house. And then I've got my floorboards. Literally, that is it. There's nothing there to keep my feet warm. And in fact, even if I've got socks on, you can feel the iciness of the timber on your feet. So what do? Of course, you crank the heater on. Now, as the room fills with heat, the hot air rises, and as it's rising, it sucks in all of that cool, freezing cold, damp air from under the house up into your room. So the only way you're ever going to truly, really get this house toasty is by cranking through a heap of heat and burning through a heap of power. Before, of course, this had an old concrete deck around here, which was crumbly, it was old, it was rotting. So I had to remove that deck, and I'm replacing it with a lovely timber deck. Now, what that's done, of course, it's given me an opportunity to have a look at the subfloor or the underneath of this house and find out what's going on. Of course, no surprise, there is zero insulation, nada. So whilst all this is open, I've got a very limited window of opportunity to really get under there and put some insulation in. Literally, it is one chance to do it once and do it right. So it is exactly what I'm gonna do. So this is underfloor insulation, and it's from Expol. Now, I love this. You're gonna see a lot of very savvy builders and renovators using this underneath their floor. So it's a panel-based insulation system. Very cleverly, what they have done is manufactured this in a couple of different sizes. So what you need to do is go into your house and measure the distance between your joists and then order accordingly. What I love about this system is you can kind of see the concertina edges here. So when you're under your house, you squeeze those in and you just slot it under your joist, let go, and it kind of locks itself in under the joist. It's very clever. This is going to make such a massive difference to my heating bills, but most importantly, to my freezing cold toes. Well, the beauty about this product is it actually really is a true DIY product. So you can just do it yourself. Now, if you're building a brand new house, get your builder to put this in as well before he puts the floor on. Then you can just kind of stand above it, lay it in, clip it in, and put your floor on top. But for me, it is time to face my fears. I have a massive phobia of spiders. So I'm about to crawl into Spider City. There's probably redbacks, whitetails, snakes, aliens, blood-sucking bats under there. But I'm gonna do it because I need toasty toes. In summer, when I've got the hot northerly winds in this area, they'll blow right underneath this house, and then they'll rise, and look, you can just see the floorboards here. So that hot air will just be making your air conditioners struggle against that. So putting insulation under your floor is really important to make your house so much more energy efficient. So we warm it in winter and cooler in summer. I have been trying to source as many materials as I can from Australia, things that are manufactured here, and Expol actually is manufactured in Australia. It's tough, it's strong, it will last forever, and it's also made from fire retardant materials, which is perfect for bushfire areas. There is something really satisfactory knowing that I've gone to the effort to put this stuff underneath my floor. I think tonight I'm actually going to have really toasty toes. You can already feel the difference here. After the break, it's decision time on the decking style as the big build gets underway. So it is probably 8 weeks now I've been living with all of this stuff here, and it's something that can really get to me. You know, what's weird is how quickly you become used to this being normal, bits of insulation hanging out everywhere. It's taken absolutely months to find a plasterer. I didn't realise that finding trades was going to be so difficult, but off the end of a pandemic and a building boom and a property boom, it's been really challenging. So anyway, today's the day that I'm finally getting the plasterboard done. So I can't tell you how excited I am about that. Now my plan for Annie's farm is to pay homage to the olden time farmhouse, but really bring a beautiful modern country farmhouse vibe to the project. I have to do the wraparound deck, it's just not an option. This is going to be one of the most expensive parts of the whole build because decks are expensive. The other thing to take into consideration too is the fact that in summer here it's 40+ degrees, and in winter it is -2 and wet and cold and windy. So it's gonna be whatever I put down on that deck, hammered by muddy boots in winter and dusty dry thongs in summer. So the other thing to think about too here is that termites are a huge problem in this region. It's a massive problem in actual fact. So if you use the wrong material here, you're just going to end up with a feasting festival for all your termites here. The other thing to think of too is that at the time of filming this show, there is an international materials shortage. So timber is really hard to get at the moment and it's mega expensive. So with all that in mind, I've decided to go for a composite decking board for my deck. And I've gone for some treated pine for the subfloor frame and some cypress for the stumps. And that should help get some really clean, crisp lines and plumb all of this house up together, because you know, it's old and things are bowing. So when it comes to composite decking boards, do your research. Don't be fooled into buying cheaper alternatives that are made in countries that you know are just cheap and nasty, because you will regret that decision in about a year or so. So I have gone for this stuff for my decking boards. It's actually from Trex and it's a composite decking board. Now this is definitely engineered to perform better than timber, so it won't scratch, it won't stain, and it won't fade either. Now it is massive around the world. In fact, it's #1, and it's made in the United States and then shipped over here to us. And the other thing too is that termites hate this stuff, so they'll never ever eat it. How's it all sitting?
Yeah, it's going too. It's not too bad considering how old the house is. Like, all
Yeah.
out of level, out of square, out of plumb.
There's a few things we had to do, wasn't there?
Yeah,
really,
we
to do it.
made some adjustments.
Now you've put so much decking board down, this composite decking board. You've done heaps, like you've done schools with it.
Yep.
What do you like the most about it?
Besides it being straight lengths, I like the clip system that they have to screw it down.
Yeah.
So you don't have seam screws.
Because normally you'd have to put a chalk line down and then screw each one.
Yeah.
So it makes them completely invisible, which I really love as well.
Yep.
So the other thing too about Trex is that they use about 95% recycled plastic and timber, with a huge percentage being plastic bags. And they also use a lot of those soft plastics which are used to package things in as well. So that's a huge win-win. How good does it look? I mean, this deck has totally changed the look and feel of Annie's farmhouse. Those beautiful, crisp, clean lines. It's given me a bit of a ranch feel, which I wanted with the breaker board design. It's given me a dash of the Hamptons, which is what we're going for. And it has given me a whole dollop of Australian country house. I love it. I mean, I just need to give it a good clean down now, get rid of all the construction tools, put some nice plants on here, a bit of nice furniture. And I think I'm going to spend many a summer out here lazing on my new deck. Now you can actually find out a little bit more information about deck. I went online and there you can kind of use one of the handy calculators to work out what quantities you'll need, have a look at some of the colors. You can even order samples as well. It's fantastic. But there you go. That is how you build a deck. Annie's farm is not connected at all to any kind of town water, so we've got to harvest all the rainwater that falls. Now the old tank there, I reckon that is about 40 years old according to a little bird that lives around here. And you only need to have a bacterial infection once from drinking bad water to know that you'll never ever want to drink that water again. So I had Nathan, our plumber, install a water filter, which means this water is going to be beautiful, crystal clear. And here it is. Here is my whole house water filter from Great Water Filters. Now, this filters the water all the way down to just 1 micron, which is extraordinary. So with all of these stages of filtration, it will not only capture the debris in things like mud and tiny bits of stick or dead frog skin, this will actually capture things like pesticides which fall on your roof from surrounding farms. It will capture heavy metals in the water. It will capture all the way down to virus and bacteria that float around in your water, which actually can make you sick. So whether you're on tank water like me or just on town water, having a whole house filter like this will definitely help you remove things like chlorine and metals from your water. And all in all, the water will taste so much better. Up next, it's the enormous job of installing the double glazed doors and windows. You know, when I first bought this place, I was like, yep, weekender, it'll be fine. Give it a lick of paint, maybe put in a new kitchen and a new bathroom. Permanently living here now, and 100 grand later, it just never stops. So this area here is actually going to be my office space. So my desk and my screens are going to be inset into this little cavity here, and the tilings are going to be the same all the way inside and outside. Now there was a window here originally, but we've blocked this window in because it's north facing, and I don't want sunlight streaming in onto all of my screens from behind me when I'm trying to work. But I am going to keep this east facing window here because it's kind of really nice in the morning. You get that beautiful light come through. So all in all, the light's going to be nice and controlled here. So at the front of the house are the original beautiful heritage windows. They've got a stained glass in there. And I'm going to keep those windows because I feel like it adds to the charm of the place. Different story out here though, of course, because this area here is going to be tiled with some beautiful pavers I've got, some travertine from National Tiles actually. It's going to come all the way in, all the way out there. But these 1990s or whatever era windows and doors that were here originally, of course, they've had to go because they were weathered, they were rotting, they're single glazed, so they offer little to no protection in terms of heat and cool radiating from outside the house. And they offer no security at all whatsoever. My dream has always been for this place to be able to sit on my couch and look through a picture frame window and see right outside into the winery. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a window in here. And the other thing is I wanted a glass sliding door so I can open up and come out into my patio here in the morning or in an evening and have dinner out here as well. So there are three really big ticket items for me which I've dreamt about, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I've been thinking long and hard about what I'm going to do here in terms of windows. Am I going to go timber? Am I going to go aluminium, uPVC? I mean, I'm facing north here, so I've got to get this right, because if I don't, I'm going to be absolutely cooked in summer. The other thing too is that, you know, I've had termites here as well. I think I absolutely 100% have to guarantee is that these windows are going to be double glazed. So these windows, they won't fade, they are fire resistant, and they will reduce noise to up to about 90% from outside, which is great really if you're living in the city. And also, they will stop me losing heat from inside the house, and they'll stop heat coming in from outside. So, you probably can't hear me now. So good. Now I have worked with these guys before in the past and I absolutely love them. It's an amazing product. So it's really high quality, highly engineered uPVC plastic that is made in Germany, and it's from a company called Winplex. Now the reason it's made in Germany is because it's one of the few places in the world where they can produce the plastic with a really environmentally friendly production process. All that plastic is then shipped to Melbourne in Victoria, where Winplex then have a big factory and they make the glass, they cut all this down to size and they engineer these windows to my specifications. uPVC is amazing and these are going to look fantastic. Wow. I mean, that's how you add glass to a house. I mean, you can't believe the difference that this has made. It's absolutely amazing. From a safety point of view, no one's going to be breaking into these doors or windows soon, certainly compared to what I had here before anyway. From an aesthetic point of view, this has added value to the aesthetic and also value financially to the home. And from a functionality point of view, well, this is over-delivering. The style, heat exchange, the security, the heating and cooling. It's just amazing, but I reckon they're like $1 million. I mean, my vision was always to have a picture frame window here with views to the winery. It's definitely achieved that. I mean, wherever you're sitting in the house, if you're doing the dishes, watching TV, you can look out and see the winery. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. I get a lot of messages on my social media from people wanting advice on renovating houses, and in particular, what windows and doors to use. There's a lot of companies, there's a lot of cowboys out there. These are made in Melbourne. We use them all the time on our TV shows for our renovations. It's a company called Winplex, and you can get quotes and you can chat to them there and find out what might work for your place. Just jump onto their website. Coming to the country, living in the country, and being a country person has definitely been a lifestyle change, but I'm loving it. You know, it's just something amazing about this area, Rochester and Corop, the little town that I'm in. It's beautiful. You know, the people are what make this place special. You're the cafe and people stop you for a chat. Walt, how you doing? How's the filming going? How's the house going? And you know, you're making an army of mates. My neighbours next door who run the winery, they've made this whole thing amazing. You know, they've become friends. Their 2 kids call me Uncle Walt now. That sort of stuff is just heartwarming. It's beautiful, it's golden, it's nourishing, and it's just so amazing. That's definitely been a highlight for me. On next week's show, with the reality of winter now kicking in and living in the construction site, some big decisions have to be made on how to heat and cool this place. Plus, it's kitchen week and it's time to add a second bathroom. If you'd like to follow this house, see the story, behind the scenes photos and some of the finished work, you can visit countryhousefacelift.com.au. There you'll find links to see how we did it and where to find our social media.